And so the first question, let's start with the fact that you're asking, what is your body? You started to contemplate, what is the body? And this philosophical question, what is my body? Right? And the philosophers in their infinite wisdom came up with all kinds of things. Well, there's the metaphysical body, then there's this body, then there's body, and they all have like a bunch of bodies running around, and they're all confused. From the very early childhood, any sane person who has any reason inside of them, they know what their bodies are. It is this flesh, it's bone, it's meat, it's blood, mostly made out of water, has its desires, likes it to be warm, sometimes likes it to be cool, likes specific food, doesn't like specific food. Your body is this, your flesh, meat and bone and water. That's your body. So figuring out what your body is, the entire church, would be a little bit foolish. I think everyone understands what the body is. And so most people believe that sin lives inside the body. Of course it's true. Sin lives inside the body. Do people walk around inside their bodies? Or outside of their bodies? Of course they're walking. We all walk around with this body, in this flesh, with these legs. Those of you who have legs, that's all of you. This body contains the spirit that's inside of you, right? You're walking around, you are in the body, right? And whatever's in you, the body kind of tags along with it, doesn't it? It's not in your metaphysical body, like some philosophers think, oh, it's somewhere this theoretical body. Now they have a better one. There's multiple dimensions. There's a parallel universe, and over there in that universe, I'm perfect. In this universe, I'm not. Awesome. You can't prove it, you can't deny it. It's such nonsense. It's not scriptural at all. Sin lives inside the body, and people believed that way for thousands of years. And no one, with the exception of a few, but no one really studied or figured out where exactly is it. And they couldn't. It was a secret. It was a mystery that was only finally revealed by Jesus Christ. When He came, He didn't say that sin is not inside the body. He didn't say that. He didn't say, oh, never mind, it's not inside the body, it's in this egg over here. It's right there. Oh no, even better, it's in the animals. He didn't say that. He didn't reject the concept that it's in the body. He just said it's deeper. You have to dig deeper. You have to understand this question a lot deeper than this shallow, oh, it's in the body and that's it. Your body is a big place. Inside your body, you've got a soul. Inside your body, you have a spirit. And Christ came and said, yeah, it's inside the body, but it's deeper. It's inside your heart. Because He said that from within, from the heart, come evil thoughts, desires, and all the things that are not righteous. Is the heart in your body? Yes, of course it is, right? The body is nothing more than just a vessel made out of dirt, out of the ground, and water, clay. That's exactly what our bodies are, this flesh. Inside the flesh, inside the meat, inside the bone itself, the meat and the bone itself and the water is neither sinful nor righteous. It's just earth and water mixed together. It's taken out of the earth and it will return into earth. But inside of this vessel is a spiritual being. Your soul is not earth and water. Your soul is a spiritual thing. It came out of God's breath. It is eternal. It's not made out of the elements and the known table of elements, the periodic table. That's not what makes up your soul. Your body, yes. It's dirt and water. So you have to understand that the actual meat and bone and water inside of you is neither sinful nor righteous, except that what is inside of it, spiritually. What spirit is inside that vessel? It is just like a vessel that is earthly. If I take a vessel and I put water in here, the bottle itself still remains the same bottle. It may just be dirty if it's dirty water. Or if I put something really nasty in here, some acid or liquid, right? Some liquid that's acidic or what have you. It can actually destroy the bottle from within. The same thing with a person. It's what's inside of their hearts, the spirit inside the hearts. Then the body itself, of course, reacts to it. Just like the vessel will react to a really bad chemical. It will be destroyed. Or it will stink. Or it will be pleasant. And you will want to drink out of it. That is our flesh. Our body is the same way. It's the contents that are within that matter. And so, if you want your body to be perfect, fill it with something perfect. And if the people say, well, it's my body that's not perfect, and they start painting this thing around, putting nice wrappers around it, aka clothes, right? Painting it, aka makeup. Whatever, right? I can put this in a really pretty place too, right? Does the inside change? Will God, if it's filled with filth, no matter where you place it, or how you dress it, or how you paint it, it will still be unpleasant for you, wouldn't it? And you'll look at it and say, yeah, I still don't want anything to do with it. But wait a minute, I'll put it in a really pretty car. No, I'll put it on stage. And I'll make it look really, really pretty. Do you still want something to do with it? No, right? The surroundings don't change the contents of inside. The vessel itself, can it change its own contents on its own? If this vessel is filled with sewage, can it change itself? I will fill it with sewer right now, and I will put it over here. Time will go by, years will go by, you come back, you can do an experiment. Hey, do this at home. Fill it with a sewer, put it somewhere, and say, okay, bottle, change yourself. Put it down. Will it change itself? If it's changed, if you come back and it's suddenly changed, you automatically know somebody had been in here. Somebody took my precious content and got rid of it. Right? You know that there was an outsider that came in and had something to do with it. The same thing is with the people. If a person is filled with evil, death, lies, and all of us were from the very childhood, because through Adam we have all inherited that precious inheritance of sewer, death. And if you see a person and years go by and you come back and you say, oh, they've changed, you can also be assured that it's not them. And if it was them, and if they say, oh yeah, I did this, all they did is just painted themselves. Only an outsider, only God from the outside, only Christ from the outside can take a person, wash them, and fill them with something that is good for eternity. Just like you're not surprised to see a bottle that's filled with something, to always be filled with that something else. Same thing as with people. Don't be surprised if they don't change. They don't. If they change, it has to be an outside. It only can be God. Only the Word of God can reveal truly what's inside of you. without any bias, without any hypocrisy. And once you know what the contents of your body are, meaning your soul, and what your soul is filled, then you can have the proper discussion and the right approach. If you're constantly battling with your flesh, with your body, it's a losing proposition. You will lose. Because you're fighting the wrong enemy. Your body is not your enemy. It's a gift to you from God. He gave it to you for rent, roughly 80 years. He gave it to you, and it's a blessing because you can move around, you can think, you can do things. Your body is a blessing to you from God. It's not a sin, the body itself. Now that body carries sin, and sin is always spiritual. It's not meat and bones and flesh. It is a spiritual phenomenon. And so if you're fighting your own flesh, your own body, thinking this physical body is your enemy, you are so deceived, and Satan is having a happy time because you are wasting your time to getting at the root of the problem, and you're wasting it fighting things that aren't your enemy. And you're going to wear out, and that's his game. He's going to wear you out because you will constantly try to correct your body, but it'll always do what it does. Because that's not the root. It's a game of deception. It's a war of deception. Satan is not a fair player. He doesn't have any, accords that he's following or agreements. He's not that type of guy. His war is unfair, and that's why he always wins. It's a war of deception and cruel deception. And so if you are fighting your own body, you are deceived by Satan, thinking that your flesh is your enemy. Stop fighting that war. Your body to you is a gift. But it's what's inside your body that you need to change. And change the contents of your body. Contents of the vessel. Change the spirit that's inside of it. And then your body will be permeated with that new spiritual liquid. It's called spirit. Just like clay easily gets permeated with what's filled in it, our bodies are clay. If you fill it with God, it will be permeated, and your body will radiate with life. Christ wasn't walking around and saying, "Oh, my flesh drags me down." He was pleasant to be around physically. People physically touched his body and got healed. If his body was sinful, that would never have happened. Peter, Paul, all the disciples, same thing. Because they also took that spirit inside it. Same thing with all the Christians who truly take the right contents, which is the true, pure Word of God. You fill your heart with only the truth, and your body will radiate with life and healing and love. So the answer is, if you want to change your nature, if you want to change your body, your physical body even, change your inside. Change what you believe in. What you believe in is a spiritual thing. The word that you believe, or information, or idea that you believe, that is a spirit. If you believe in that, that spirit is inside of you, and no matter how much you fight or not, that will permeate your being. Throw away everything that you believe that is not according to the Scriptures. Clean your heart. How? By stop believing all the teachings that you have heard from your parents, from school, from your friends, from the people you're surrounded with. Stop believing this thing. Look at yourself. What kind of things do you believe? What kind of things do you agree with? And throw all that out and say, I no longer want to believe anything unless it's from the Bible, unless it's the pure Word of God. And it's not the interpretation of the Bible by some person, but Christ Himself. The pure teaching of God is a spirit. If you start believing that, it will begin to change you from within, not from the outside. Your hair color won't change, and your weight will remain the same. But it will begin with your conscience. It will begin with your soul. And it will change them, and it also will change your body because it will be permeated. Just like the vessel that gets permeated. The clay vessels easily get permeated with the fluid that's inside of them. A person is the same way because we are also clay, and our flesh is also clay. The spirit that's inside of the person saturates everything, including their flesh. Change your faith. You need to change your faith. That is the answer.